Who will be next on the spot? The DJ spot. Your guess is as good as mine. Join Dr. E every Wednesday evening at 10 Eastern for the DJ spot. A closer look at your natural vibes DJs, their favorite this and that. What makes them tick, along with other things you never knew about them. That's the DJ spot every Wednesday evening at 10 Eastern with Dr. E during A Moment in Time on naturalvibes.com. Making your moments special. The DJ spot. Don't miss it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to have you joining me on the spot again tonight. Well, tonight is very, very special. We have a very special guest tonight. Tonight, I have the pleasure of talking with the music man himself. Yes, we're talking to Musyk Lover. Good evening, Musyk Lover. How are you?
Good evening, Natural Vibes family, Dr. E. How are you?
Well, I have been looking forward to this interview for some time now, and I'm excited to talk with you about yourself, about what is this man all about? What makes you tick? You know, you are a stalwart in the industry for a while, and I want to learn more about you. So let's start off by talking about yourself. What's your name? I know you go by the angle Musyk Lover, but what is your name?
My name is Stuart Coote, Coote, Coote.
Stuart Coote? I've never heard that name before.
Well, where in Jamaica did you live? There's a lot of us over there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Coots? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So where in Jamaica are you from?
Born at Nuttall Hospital.
Uh-huh.
And I lived in Kingston 6.
Nuttall Hospital. That's all. Nuttall is in Crossroads, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My daughter was actually born at that hospital. That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's awesome. So you're born at the Nuttall Hospital and lived in Kingston 6. Now, what schools did you attend? Did you attend to any of these famous schools or?
Well, I went to the institution in Jamaica, and it's not Kingston College. It's the other college.
Which one is that?
Jamaica College.
You mean the one that don't exist?
How you mean it don't exist? We've been around. You
know, JC is one school that I just never liked. You know, you guys have always been a challenge to me. But it's good to meet with you.
Well, boy.
So, what did you play any sports at school?
Quite a few actually.
Like what?
Football, hockey, cricket, tennis, badminton. I didn't run track.
You didn't run track?
I don't have them speed there, but I didn't run track. But I played tennis, badminton, hockey. Well, I played hockey when I was 13, 14 years old, and I used to play in the senior league hockey.
Wow. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. So do you still play any sports in these days now that you're older?
I have two knees that I have to thank God that I can get up in the morning, so I can't play nothing on them.
When I was at KC, we used to do track and field. That was my sport. I loved cricket, but I just couldn't deal with it. Michael Holden was around at that time
Mm-hmm.
when I was in school, so
Mm-hmm.
they outshone me, so I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to do anything of the sort.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
But anyway, let's move on a little bit. So you went to JC
mm-hmm.
and you studied. What afterwards? What did you do after you left JC?
Well, let me get into this. I migrated 1977 and came to the United States.
Okay, so you
You
didn't
know?
finish JC then?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
did more O levels and things like that. And I came, incidentally, so funny. I came here July 11th, 1977. And if you know the history of New York, what day did the lights go out for 25 hours in New York? July 13th, 1977.
So you came and shut the lights off.
I shut but to me it was nothing because I accustomed to power cuts in Jamaica. But
Yes.
to my cousins who came up here, oh boy, can't do this, can't watch TV. Just go like a candle and go sleep, man.
And if it gets too bright, just turn the candle down.
I'll blow it out.
Funny. So you were the one who caused the power outage in
Well,
New York City.
Well, I came from Jamaica and I was accustomed to doing homework with candle and all those things from day one, So,
So why did you come to the US on July 11th, 1977? Why did you come? Did your parents just filed for you or what?
No, actually, we had the green card from about 74, 73, 74, And but my parents asked me if I wanted to go to New York or study and things like that. I say, okay, I'll go. Nothing, And I went up and I, did what I have to, went here, went into, got into Baruch College as one of the University of New York. And I was there, and when I was there, I was saying, why this is not for me, like, them sort of something here. And then what I did, me and a friend were just passing a recruiting center. And we went in and we said, Chuck, come, let's join the military here, sir.
What? So you joined the military as well?
Yeah, this was 1982. And I joined the military, and then, we went in and then, did my training. First one in Fort Dix, New Jersey. And then I went to Fort Sam Houston for my AIT or my job, And then after my first assignment that I got was really a good assignment, and they sent me to the Republic of Panama.
Oh my.
And I lived just in front of the Miraflores locks.
Oh my.
So that was something,
That must have been challenging.
Yeah, it was. But Panama is a beautiful place to be. A single man in Panama. You know what that's like?
I won't ask that question.
Well, you can. I mean, a single man in Panama, you know what that's like?
You tell me, what was that like?
It was
for
a
you
lot
as a
of
single
fun.
man?
It was a lot of fun,
Oh my.
Yeah.
So how long? What part of the army were you in? A navy, army, or?
No, I was in the army.
Yes. Oh, you're in the army.
Yes,
Okay,
I was in the army.
Forgive my
me and
ignorance here.
me and Castro and Chad all three of us were in the army.
Wow.
But I wasn't infantry. That's the only difference.
What
I was
were
in
you?
I was in the medical field.
Oh, what did you do in that space?
I had two jobs there. My primary job or primary MOS was preventive medicine. But then I got a secondary MOS, and that was nurse. You know,
Okay.
not the combat medic, but the nurse,
Oh.
LPN. Yes, that was
So
my secondary.
how
Huh?
long did you do this for? How
What?
long did you oh the MOS? How long did you spend in the army?
Well, I did 15 years.
15 years.
Yes, I did 15 years, which four was the man was what I did, and then I got out. Sometimes I say, I shouldn't have gotten out. I should have just done the 20, jump out then, and
Mhm.
but I got out, and and then in 1991, I was activated for Desert Storm.
Mm.
Because I was a reservist then, and I was
Mhm.
activated for Desert Storm, but then I couldn't go because my shoulder, kept dislocating, and but then they sent me to a hidden secret in the military. I can tell everyone. It's called Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm.
And the hospital had 5 beds in the hospital.
Wow.
The-
5 beds?
The army hospital had 5 beds.
That's
But
ridiculous.
well, it's not ridiculous, but it's one of those. It was Redstone Arsenal is a base. Well, if you know the history of the Redstone Arsenal, was the very first rocket to leave from the US.
Mm.
That was the first thing that went up. So it went from Redstone, but they have sites over there that I think it's poisoned, man, because nothing can grow over there.
Mm. Wow. So how
Um,
long did you
or
spend there?
maybe the aliens came down and destroyed it down there. What you say? How long I spent there?
Yes.
Well, I was there for 10 months because, as I said, I was just in the reserves, and I was filling the slot for someone, and they took him, and he went to Saudi. I mean, to
Desert Storm.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that must have been very challenging for you going into the Desert Storm war. Wow.
Oh, well, I mean, that is where you learn a lot of things, because they said a lot of things you'll be protected by Sailors and Soldiers Act of 1950. It didn't protect a lot of us, I mean, some of us that had decent jobs. As I said, I was employed with the Postal Service from 1996.
Wow.
And as I said, so I was there 5 years, and 5 years plus my 4 years military. So I had 9 years in the Postal Service. So I got all the leave, all the vacation, and things like that. But I just couldn't deal with it after a while. So that's why I only did 15, and I told them, see you later.
Well, I'm happy that you have now settled down. So since you left the army, what did you do? You said that you're in the Postal Service. That was in the military as well?
Well, no. The first job I did when I got out, I went into a field that I did in the army, which in preventive medicine, we deal with a lot of extermination. So
extermination of what?
Pests.
Oh,
cockroaches and things like that. Yeah.
Oh.
We would go in the helicopters and spray the acreage of fields for if they had any problems. But as I said, I went in, and the day I went for the job at Orkin, it's about 20 of us was there for the job, and I went in with my certifications, and that I was in the military, and that I did that. The guy said, "You got the job, but I have to interview them regardless."
Yes,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Well, so you worked at Orkin for how long?
I was at Orkin for from April till November.
Okay. Yeah. And what did you do after that?
The post office, yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing now? Are you retired now? Or are you still working?
I have been retired. Yes, I'm retired.
Okay. Yeah. So you're having fun now.
Yes, are collecting some of that money that I put in, in the early years. Yeah. I saw too much of my buddies at the post office work for 40 years and then retire after 40 years, and 6 months later they croak,
Oh, okay.
So,
So how long have you been retired?
July 31st, 2009.
Wow. So you're having real fun.
Well, I miss some of the money sometimes, but
Oh,
yeah. But
I know a lot of friends of mine, having gone in the military, retire after so much years, and then they go into either the postal service or the police force or the sheriff's department or something in the sort. You haven't gone into anything like that since you have retired?
No, well, I went back to school actually. I did go back to school and I got a degree in respiratory therapy.
My.
But as I said, I was working and I said, I get more money for staying home, so I'm not even going to bother to get up and go to work. I mean, the money would have been good. The double dipping would have been good, but I said, why not into that? Yes,
Why, that's funny. So, are you married? Are you
yes,
children?
I've been married 33 years.
33 years.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was it one of those girls from Panama?
No. No, actually, it's when I came back. Well, actually, it was my girlfriend before I went to No. That was Desert Storm. So that was 89, 90. No. No, it wasn't Panama. Panama was in the very early 80s.
Okay. Well, so how about the kids? How many kids do you have?
Currently I have 2. I had 3, but I lost one to a drunk driver,
Oh, man. That must have been hard.
Well, I mean, a parent should never bury a child. That's what I always say. So, and it came to reality. And, the drunk driver, But as I said, the system has it that they don't want them to, as I said, my grandson, he lives with me now. And he's 15 years old. He was about 16 months when his mother was killed.
Oh, my.
So I requested the judge to let him stay till my grandson turned 18. They only gave him 9 years. So he's out and about now,
That must have been hard for you and your family, though, with the loss of your daughter.
Yeah, well, it's life. You have to continue on. And, I mean, she died October 13th, 2010. So 14 years ago, just 2 months, 2 months ago. So, every October it's a sad time for me in October.
Okay.
Yeah,
was that your eldest child or was it youngest?
Yes, the eldest.
Oh, that must have been even harder.
Yeah. She was 20. She had just turned 21 or 22. I can't remember now, 22. Yeah.
Oh boy, that is sad. But I'm glad that you have recovered and that you're surviving just the same. So you did mention that you had some songs that you'd like to share with us. You want to play one of them now so we can talk about that?
Okay, well, I'll play one. This song here, I mean, it has been a favorite of mine and one of my buddies. Rest in peace, Brother Biggs, but it was one of his favorites too. So it's by Kurt Darwin, Grown Up Fairy Tales. Listen carefully.
till we wake up in time. We do. Though it was never meant to last.
That's basically what the song was. Living in a fairy tale, you know?
Oh, so what is that all about? Why you chose that song?
Oh, well, it's one of my favorite songs from way back, you know? Just, he's saying that he met an angel on the plane, westward bound from Chi-Town to LA, and
Wow.
he goes into it. So,
I've never heard that song before.
but that is a song that I really like a lot, But as I'm saying, my trip down in music, I would say, started around 73, 74.
That you're just a kid then.
I was a teenager, but all my buddies, they were older than me, because as I said, they had a sound that is New World Sounds. New World Sounds was a sound that taped for a show called 6 O'Clock Experience on JBC FM.
Okay, that's
JBC,
a radio.
Yes, that's a radio. The JBC, then it wasn't even called JBC Radio FM. It was called JBC Radio 2.
Yes, I remember that.
Not Radio 1, but Radio 2. And we recorded the 6-hour shows for them, and my buddies, as I said, they would want to go out at night, so they say, hey, record a couple hours, and if you're tired, just pause it and leave. But half the time I would fall asleep, and in the middle of the tape you hear chuckle, 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 chuckle.
Remember those sounds?
Yeah, that was the needle on the record label. Anyway, but we did it for about 2-3 years, and as I said, my mentors then he's still on the radio in Jamaica right now, which is Richie Clark, and rest in peace, Roger Scuba Williams. He was more my mentor, because he would give me the music and say, I want you to play this music here, and give me a stack of records, about 5 inches of records, and say, I want you to play this. Just play it in the same order. I go look for a woman, But as I say, I'm a young boy. I'm 13, 14, 15 years old. So to me, I just want to play the music. So yes. And I learned by playing that and playing this. But as I said, we were taping 6 hours of soul music for the 6 O'Clock Experience. And one day, I have a tune that I'm going to drop here, right? One day, and says me is a troublemaker, so we drop it on the tape, and then when the AR personnel at JBC said, why are you playing reggae music in this and this? But this is a song I want to hear. This was played around 1976.
Without love, just can't go on. When I was a boy, I used to say that love is just a little child. Now that I'm a man, I get to understand.
Yes, that was Mr. Leroy Smart and Without Love. You know, you just
Well,
can't go on
that
at
was
all.
early Leroy Smart.
Yeah, well, as I said, we had it pre-released from about 76. It was released about 77. So, you know, we used to beat it off then a lot.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what resulted from that AR person's objection?
Well, the only thing is that she was there cussing, and then the switchboard lit up and said they wanted to hear more reggae music. Yeah. Lit up and said they wanted to hear more reggae music. But she said, no, this is called 6 o'clock experience. It's only soul music we're going to play. You know?
Oh, so did they change to putting in reggae in that slot?
No, they didn't, but we put it in.
Okay.
Because as I said, most of the time she didn't listen for the 6 hours. I mean, she would listen the first 2 hours. We keep it to the soul music, but in the latter part, you know, we drop some tunes in it. You know,
It's amazing that in the early days, reggae music wasn't really appreciated in Jamaica. You know, it was tabooed to some degree.
well, it was tabooed a lot because let me explain something to you. And a lot of people don't understand this. Bob Marley's music wasn't played until I would say about 85% of the time after he died. So it's posthumously his music started being played. But in the early days, you wouldn't hear no Bob Marley play on no radio. You would hear Pluto Shervington and Calypso and them things.
Ernest Smith and all those guys.
Ernest Smith, you wouldn't hear no Boris Gardner, you know, Derek Harriott. You wouldn't hear no Bob Marley.
Not to mention Peter Tosh.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you know.
It's amazing. There's a significant transition that has taken place. And today, we're having reggae gospel, which is really something that would never be conceived earlier on, you know?
Well, I don't know, because as I said, a lot of gospel, a lot of the reggae entertainers went and became pastors, or like, for instance, Junior Tucker, Lieutenant Stitchie, Papa San,
yes,
Cheville Franklin, Lady Marianne, you know?
Yes.
You know? So people like that they, you know, but a lot of them realize the time's hard. So they say, let me go to someone who can help me in these times, you know? So that's it.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, of course, you know, Lieutenant Stitch is having some issues, so we are praying for him.
Some health issues, yes.
Yeah, so we are hoping the best for him and so forth. Anyhow, let's move on a little bit. Let's talk about your journey into Natural Vibes. How did you get involved with this?
Well, Lady Denise.
Oh, my friend.
Yes, she looked at me and she said, I need you to come over and play at Natural Vibes.
But how did she know you? How did she know that you played?
Well, I've been playing on the internet now for about 16. Actually, it was just before I retired. So I would say from about 2008. So what's that? 16 years? I've been playing on the internet in all different capacities, whether it was on a platform like Natural Vibes, Irie Times, Netlime, Carry Vibes, Words and Music, Sweet Waters. You know, I have quite a few, but I used to do it by myself. Where when we used to have the free streaming, but then they started charging for it, and I said, I'm not gonna go pay for them things there, man. And I've been waiting on the free streaming to come back, but it hasn't. But you know, I used to have where I used to run every Thursday night. I used to run from about 2 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And I used
That's a lot of work.
to call my crew the Patu crew. That is only people that love to be up in the middle of the night used to be there. And I used to have about 40 to 50 people listening then.
Wow.
But I guess things and times have changed, so.
So how did Lady Denise get to know you? Was she a listener? I know she's in New York, but was she a listener?
She was a listener for me, I think, over it must have been Carrie Vibes. Must have been Carrie Vibes. And she said, I have this thing, and she said, and she said, boy, okay, actually what was going on was that Denise was getting ready for this competition in Jamaica, where me and Father Finey was saying, play this music and that music and this music, which he eventually won actually, and I'm so happy for her. But but she was there saying, come and play, man. And I said, who I have to talk to? And so I went on to Natural Vibes one night and I said, who is it that I need to speak with pertaining to having a slot? And they look at me and say, oh, Errol is the big man and KKK. But they said, oh, you have to have tryout. I said, tryout? Anyway, so as I say, I am very rebellious when it comes to things like that. I try out and I play music on the internet for so much years. Anyway, Errol finally said, yeah, man, you can come play, man. Errol's here already. Yeah, man, you come play.
So you're rebellious. You didn't get the tryout. You just say, hey, I'm a big Don here.
No, I did not say that. But just for them to, I said, why don't you come and listen when I'm playing on the other stations?
Oh,
I have to come try out in front of them. But I guess Errol was happy with it. And was there. I think Errol and Musyk Lover B was there, and them didn't want to hear me play, so.
So I guess you passed the audition.
Well, flying colors. Flying colors.
When was that? It was 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
It's not that long. Probably a year and a half ago.
Oh, so you just started.
I'm the newbie.
Oh, you're the newbie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the newbie in the station.
So this is a really good time for you to be introduced to our audience, because a lot of people don't know who you are then. So when is your show aired?
Well, I have 2 shows that I do. I have the Thursday night show, which I call Throwback Thursdays, 8 p.m. till midnight. And that is where I throw back to Skia, Studio One, Treasure Isle, Beverly's, New Creed, whomever, Blue Beat, whomever. And
let me talk about that show for a little bit, because last week I was really thrown back by the music you were playing. I mean, you're playing some Tom Jones, some Jim Reeves, and so forth, which was really a lot of memory came back listening to those songs.
And you know something, you probably was one of the few people that say, yeah, man, I like that. But when I was playing the country music, I was saying, are they accepting this music? But I just played it and then I cut it short because I had a list of country music to play,
Oh, man.
I had some more Dolly Parton and, couple others, Kenny Rogers and them things here, but I never reached there.
It was an interesting show. So you have that Thursday night throwback show.
Yeah.
When else do you play?
I play on Saturdays afternoons, 1 p.m. till 5. 1 till 5 on Saturdays.
Are you a vinyl person or do you use the computer now?
Boy, you want to hear my story? If you see
Go
me
ahead. Go ahead.
if you see me crying, then don't say anything.
Go ahead.
I had a lot of vinyl. Thanks to Hurricane Andrew, 1992. Well, it's not thanks to Hurricane Andrew. My wife was pregnant with the second child. And she said, boy, I need a room that you have all the record them in and thing. And she will put it up in a storage for me, air conditioned storage and thing. I said, okay, cool. But she did do what she said she was going to do. But Hurricane Andrew never partial with that storage there. Okay, I was in Southwest Kendall area, Miami. And I had some record covers, and a man called me from Naples. And if you know where Naples, Florida, which is West Coast, and I was on the East Coast, and he said, oh, I saw an album cover from you. I said, well, you saw about another 10,000 following it? Because that's what I lost, about 10 to 15,000.
10 to 15,000.
Yeah, and I've given up on vinyl. Not that I've given up, I still have couple, but I don't really play them no more. But I have a lot of MP3 files now.
But that vinyl collection must have been worth quite a bit of money.
Yes. It was because, okay, let me explain something. Like, for instance, when I first went to New York in the 70s, I knew the people at VP, Chris and Randy Chin. Randy Jr., not Randy Sr. Randy is, and Chris was his older brother. So when they opened VP on Jamaica Avenue in 1979, I said, Randy, come make me get a little work there, no? And she said, and he went to his mother, and mother said, yeah, man, come. And so that's where I started. And what I used to do now, when the music used to come in from England and places like that, Miss Pat would look at me and say, boy, I can't sell you the English copies, the English press of the records at the price that you want. But I will, because what they used to do, they used to press it over and put it on Jatouch label or the VP label, and then I would get it. But they say, what was more expensive was just to cover the sleeve that the record went into was more expensive than
the record itself. Yes.
Than pressing the record. So I would get all the records just as they pressed them, sleeveless, but with a little thing. But then what I had a good collection of was all in 1978, Green Sleeve Records. They started a 12-inch series. And
12-inch.
Yeah, the big ones, and the first two songs on the Green Sleeve series was Wailing Soul, War, and Jaja Give Us Life to Live. Side A, side B. And I had from that going all the way up to 500 and something, every one of them that Green Sleeves had produced. Yes, but it blew away too. So,
Oh, my. I'm so sorry to you.
So, I've probably about 200 albums just throw down in the room out there. But,
I see you have lost motivation from that loss, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I still have a lot of music because my MP3 collection, because as I said, when in the 2000s, like 2004, 5, 6, 7, when they had like Soul Seek and all those Beer Share and all those sharing things. I was one of them that had a lot of music. I was sharing 3, 4, 5 terabytes from back then.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you are now a part of the Natural Vibes family. What has been your greatest joy for having been on this platform so far?
Well, you know, there's always the highs and always the lows. You know, the highs are that I like being here, you know, but the lows for me is that, you know, I don't think they're as supportive as they should be. You know, I'm speaking of DJs and things like that, you know.
Well,
You know?
I'm hoping that one of the reasons why we're having this DJ spot is for people to get to know each other, because we're scattered right across the world, so to speak. Canada, Jamaica, England, Miami, you name it, you know, Chicago. You know?
Hey,
And
as I tell you, Dr. E, that to me, jump on an airplane, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, you know. That's why I used to love the Concorde. From Europe to America is 1.75 hours. You know,
Wow.
when they fly over the north, you know, and things like that. Yeah, but
Well, the hope is that we will become more of a unit and more of a family, and it is becoming such, and people are beginning to support each other. So, kudos to you, and help to foster this relationship. Now, what about the CSOs? How have you been working with them?
well, as I said, I have Kitty K been working with me very well, too well, as a matter of fact. And
Don't let her hear that.
no, I want her to hear it. Aneta, hello, what happened? Oh, yeah. Aneta has been working with me very well too. Lady Denise used to work with me. JP used to work with me, you know. But as I said, I'm at a point now. The CSO has been telling me, boy, you don't need nobody, you know, because your show somewhat active enough. You know, I said, but you don't think I like to see when people, you know, bigging up on this and this. I say, but it's okay, you know. But the CSOs are good, you know.
Yes, I'm happy to hear that. Well, oh, by the way, I didn't get to ask this, but why Musyk Lover? What is that name all about? Why did you choose that name?
So what you wanted me to call it, Dr. E? Why did you choose? Well, I know the reason why you choose Dr. E. But,
That is easy.
Okay, well, actually, it is because I am a lover of music. And I wanted to write MUSICLOVER. That was not available. Nowhere.
Okay.
So I
Really?
changed it to a variant of MUSYKLOVER. You know? And
Wow.
I've stuck with that. As a matter of fact, that's my email address.
Wow.
That was my email address from AOL days. You know? You know? So you know, I need say no more. You know?
Well, it has been a trip talking with you tonight, you know, and I've really enjoyed our time together. All right. Any final comments you like to make before we go out?
Thank you, Dr. E, for having us being all the DJs, and we learning about them. You know, as I said, boy, it was funny when when fingers say I have 6 fingers. You know, that's why them call me fingers. And, you know,
That was
things
indeed funny.
you know, and things like that. So, you know, just keep it up. And as I said, it's very enjoyable. And thank you all. Thank you, Natural Vice family. And please come and, you know, be with us, because as I say, DJs don't like to be playing to an empty room.
That is so true.
If we have a little vibes and somebody a chat and thing, it makes a big difference. So just come and, do what you have to
Well,
do.
Musyk Lover, thank you so much. And your shows again are when? Thursday nights and Saturday nights. Want to tell us when your shows are aired again?
Thursday nights,
Mm-hmm.
8 p.m. till midnight, and that's
What's
my throwback Thursday.
Mhm.
And on Saturday, it's 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. And that is, I'm sandwiched in between Castro, who is from 10 to 1, and Chad, who's from 5 to 8. That's who I'm sandwiched in between.
Well, it is a pleasure talking with you, Musyk Lover, and thank you so very much for being here. So until next week, when we'll have another of our exciting DJs with us, this is Dr. E saying, hey, stay tuned. We're going to have some more fun. Bye for now.
Peace out.